this deep dive, I do want to touch on his macroeconomic outlook because he takes this whole deep dive into the job market. Specifically, he's focusing on something called JOLTS data. Now, I'll be honest, I had to look this one up.
JOLTS data.
What is it? Why is it important for understanding Google's prospects?
So JOLTS stands for Job Openings and Labor Turnover Survey. Essentially, it's a measure of how many job openings are out there. It's considered a key indicator of the overall health of the job market, which, as you can imagine, has a ripple effect on, well, everything. The economy, consumer spending, and yes, a company like Google.
So more job openings, good for the economy, good for Google. That's the general idea.
In theory, yes.
Right.
But this YouTuber's analysis is a bit more nuanced. He points out that while job openings have declined recently, they're still, historically speaking, quite high. And he sees this as a potential sign of a soft landing for the economy.
A soft landing, okay? Meaning we might avoid a recession.
That's his take, yes.
That's a relief. Although I have to say, I've heard so many different opinions on where the economy is headed, it's hard to know what to believe. So how much weight should we give to his prediction? I mean, it's like trying to predict the weather, right?
It really is.
You can look at all the data, all the forecasts.
All the models.
But there's always a chance of, you know, an unexpected storm.
You're absolutely right. Economic forecasting, it's notoriously tricky. There's no crystal ball, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think what's valuable here isn't necessarily the prediction itself, but the reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
He's connecting the dots between the job market, the broader economy, and how these factors might influence Google's performance in the coming months and years.
So it's less about saying this is definitely going to happen and more about understanding the potential domino effect, the ripple effects.
Precisely. Being informed and prepared for a range of possibilities.
Yeah.
It's almost like that. You're exactly right.
And that's smart. That's just smart investing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting about this whole thing? His base case scenario,
Base case.
the one he thinks is like the most likely to actually happen,
Okay.
still incredibly impressive.
Oh, really?
He's predicting, get this, annual growth for Google somewhere between 17 and 22%.
Okay, so maybe not as like off the charts as, you know, Google's had in the past.
Right.
But 1722, that's still, I mean, most investors would kill for that.
Exactly. And I think this base case that he's laid out, it really gets to the heart of his investment philosophy.
In what way?
Well, he's clearly not someone who shies away from those high reward opportunities.
Right.
But at the same time, he's not, throwing caution to the wind. He's not going to just put all his eggs in one basket and hope for the best.
Yeah.
He's got that balance.
The calculated risk, yeah.
Exactly. And, from what you said, that seems to resonate with your own approach to investing.
100%. 100%. But okay, gotta be honest here. That ultra bullish scenario he threw out there, that one really got the gears turning.
What do you mean?
Well, he paints this picture of Google, and I'm paraphrasing here, but basically, Google fully embracing AI.
AI, right?
Like really going...
Harnessing it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Harnessing the power of AI. Think ChatGPT, but on like a Google scale.
Oh, wow.
And he seems to think that this could unlock even more growth for them. I mean, it's almost like something out of a sci-fi movie, right?
It does sound, pretty futuristic on the surface. But think about it this way. We've seen this kind of thing before with other tech giants.
Give me an example.
Well, remember when Snapchat and TikTok first came onto the scene?
Yeah, vaguely.
Back then, a lot of people saw them as niche platforms.
Right.
Maybe even threats to, the big dog, Facebook.
Oh, for sure. Disruptors.
Right. But what did Facebook do? They adapted.
They always do.
Right. They took inspiration from those new features, they integrated them, and ultimately it actually helped them grow even more.
Yeah, you're right. It's almost like they absorbed their power or something.
And Google, they have a